Hey everybody, this is Grant Hill of your Phoenix Suns, and you're listening to the only show talking about the athletes that matter most to you, your kids. Now back to the Kids in Sports Radio Show on Extra Sports 910.
All right, welcome back to the program. Chad Thibodeau, Mark Gretter. This is the Kids in Sports Radio Show, heard every single Tuesday, taking you up until 7 o'clock tonight. We'll turn things over to Tony Bruno here on Extra 910. Gretter, it's good to have with us joining the program the youngest sanctioned NASCAR driver in the country. Welcome to the program, Mr. Andrew Murray. How you doing, Andrew? I'm Chad. He's Mark. Welcome to Kids in Sports.
What was that? Hello?
Hi, I'm Chad. He's Mark. Welcome to Kids in Sports.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely, man.
I'm glad to be here.
Well, Andrew, I got to ask you this, man. You're not even old enough to get a driver's license. How in the world are you driving NASCAR?
Well, that's actually one of the things that I get from a lot of people. And really, the only answer I can give them is, I mean, you have to have a really, really good history of racing to, first of all, just get into NASCAR. And, I mean, I even think to myself it's a little bit funny that I don't have a driver's license, but I can drive NASCAR. And, I mean, I'm thankful for that, and I couldn't be any happier.
Hey, Andrew, you got, I was kind of reading over your bio, and you've had a lot of firsts in your racing career with your kart. You were one of the youngest kart drivers, and then won a USAC Junior race. And how did you really get your start at the very beginning to driving, and how did you know that that's what you wanted to do?
Well, really, before I was born, my dad, he raced Top Fuel dragsters over in Australia. And, like, when I was 5 years old, we would watch NASCAR, and one day I just kind of told my dad, hey, I want to go as fast as them. So we just went out to the Lake Paris go-kart track in California. I tried out go-karts. I loved it right away, and I won my very first go-kart race, and then that kind of sparked my career. So then I raced go-karts for about 7 years. And I've been racing sprint cars for 3 years now, and this is my first year in the NASCAR.
And you started racing go-karts when you were 5, is that right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I have a 6-year-old, Mark. You know, she races tricycles.
Well, yeah. Yeah, that's what's amazing to me. And when you were first starting, Andrew, I mean, how did you deal with people that were saying, you know, oh, you're too young or you shouldn't be doing this or whatever? I mean, aside from just your love of driving, how'd you kind of overcome those naysayers?
Well, I just kind of pretty much ignore them. And, I mean, there's not actually a lot of people who do say that to me because, really, one of the things that's really awesome about NASCAR is people have a great deal of respect between each other. And I get a lot of respect because I am so young and I am doing so good at my age.
Sure. Okay, now, a lot of mothers are very fearful of their kids playing football or playing any type of contact sport. Your mom can't be saying, oh, I can't wait till my son goes out there and drives so fast around the track. Is your mom, like, totally freaked out about this?
Well, like when I was racing go-karts and my first and second year in sprint cars, she would always worry a little bit and stuff. But nowadays, she's totally fine with it because she knows that I can handle myself and then that I can handle a car anytime. So she has complete confidence.
We're talking with Andrew Murray, the youngest sanctioned NASCAR driver here on Kids in Sports Radio. Okay, so put me behind the wheel a little bit, okay? I mean, I have been known, I think I went 85 once in a car. Okay, Mark, you've probably done 100 a couple times getting back and forth from Flagstaff to Phoenix.
I did 100 on the way to the studio tonight, Jed.
Oh, did you? Yeah. Okay. Andrew, tell me, when you're behind the wheel of a NASCAR, what's the fastest you've driven?
Well, I'm not actually entirely sure because we don't really have a speedometer or anything in the car, but I'm guessing that I've probably gotten up to about 160 or 165 in my 360 sprint car, which is what I drive for fun, and then in the NASCAR, I'm guessing I got up to about 135, 140.
Wow.
This is, you know, could you imagine the pickup line, Mark? You know, when he's, do you have a girlfriend, Andrew?
No, I don't. No.
Okay, when it comes time for you to get a girlfriend, I can just see this. Hey, you want to take a ride in my car?
I want you to promise us right now that when you go to prom for your senior prom, I want you to pick your date up in a NASCAR. Like, get your tux on and everything, put on your helmet, and just roll up to her door in a NASCAR. That would be great.
That would be a really good time. That would be a good night.
Okay, before we talk to you a little bit about an initiative that you have with Mercury Insurance about texting and driving, tell me a little bit more. Now, when you say that you're a sanctioned NASCAR driver, are we going to see you on TV anytime soon?
Well, actually, that's a good question because right now I am scheduled to do a K&N Pro West Series race in Roseville, California. That race is on October 15th. And that's actually a live televised race on Speed Channel. And,
okay, now where are you at? Where's that at again?
That's at Roseville, California, All-American Speedway.
Yeah, I know exactly where that. I'm in California.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, basically, when I do run that race, I will be 15 years old and 12 days. And when I do that, that will make me the youngest ever NASCAR K&N Pro West Series driver. So it'll be pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, man. Mark, you can't say that, can you?
No.
You don't have any good claims like that.
Not really. I mean, I did win the biggest bike race in the world when I was 15, but I mean, I wasn't the youngest one there. I wasn't the first one to do it. It just happened to be when I was 15. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you were just the biggest guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, Andrew, we're going to wish you the best of luck, man, and when you win that thing, we want pictures and autographs, absolutely. In fact, I may even come see you. So are you going to get me, can you hook a brother up if I come see you race come see you race? Can you get me down there?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I would make that trip, too. Tell us a little bit about this Don't Text and Drive campaign that you're working with.
Well, in the late 2010 season, I started giving driver safety talks to high schools around Southern California. And later this year, about in August this year, I started picking that back up again. And my main focus for this year was Don't Text and Drive. And Mercury Insurance, they were also doing the exact same campaign of no texting and driving. They weren't doing the giving high school talks, but they had the No Text and Drive campaign. And really that's kind of what hooked us up together. And because of that, it's just a really good, perfect combination. So Mercury Insurance allows me to run NASCAR, and in return, I help spread the Don't Text and Drive, and it works out really well. And as long as I can just save one life by it, then it's all worth it.
Yeah, this is a pretty big deal because texting and driving, Mark, I was on the LA freeway yesterday, and there was this big, gigantic wreck where this kid was thrown out of the car and everything like that, and it was a side swipe, and I'm totally telling you that this was a texting and driving accident. Andrew, do you know what the stats are, what the statistics are on texting and driving? How deadly is that?
Well, I do know that distracted driving actually causes 23% more accidents than drinking while driving. And that also 350,000 teenagers this year alone will be treated in the hospital for a vehicle-related accident. And I also know that it takes between 2.5 to 5 seconds to look at a text and look back up at the road. And in that time, when you're traveling at 70 miles an hour, you're actually traveling at about 1.5 football fields during that time, just by looking at a text.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's quite a long way. And I tell kids all the time, every time I'm giving my high school safety talks, I tell them, I'm pretty sure you guys don't leave 1.5 football fields between the car in front of you. And it's a real shocker, actually, because you don't think that you travel that far, but you actually do.
Now, that's pretty crazy. When you begin throwing statistics like that out there, not every high schooler is as good of a driver as you, obviously, Andrew. But when you begin throwing stats up there, I mean, it's difficult enough. I mean, when the teenagers are focused and paying attention, I mean, there's enough danger on the road. Now you put a cell phone in their hand. Do you have any desire, or do you think any legislation is going to be coming down the pike which makes more tough the laws against this? Not that you can't do it, but the punishment for it. If you're saying that this kills more people than drunk driving, then why aren't people getting their license suspended permanently for this, or seeing more time in prison for this?
Well, I mean, I can't be the judge of that, but I'm sure that they are thinking about that, and they are keeping that in mind. It's just that there's so many types of distracted driving. I mean, there's cell phone calls, and they're trying to limit that. I mean, there's texting, there's emails that you got to go through, and it's just a bunch of stuff. And texting while driving is just like one of the main points of it, and I just want to try and limit that.
Awesome, Andrew. Hey, man, we appreciate you taking some time with us tonight here on the Kids in Sports Radio Show. We wish you the best at your upcoming race, where you're going to become the youngest NASCAR driver ever at 15 years and 12 days. I'll probably make a trip out there and see you. So, hey, I'm going to put you on hold. Our producer is going to get your information where I can get a hold of you. And thanks so much for coming on tonight.
Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Don't forget, you can learn more about texting and driving. Just you can Google simply Mercury's campaign on that with Andrew Murray. Hey, I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I want to thank Andrew Murray for his time. For Mark Gretter, we will see you 1 week from tonight on the Kids and Sports Radio Show on Extra Sports 910, the Valley Sports Leader. Good night, everybody.